Hi, this is Randall Benagas with Averis Property Management, broker and owner here in Murrieta, California. What I'm going to talk about in this video is owners often ask us, where's my property going to be listed if I go with you? And what I can tell you, and what I'm also going to talk about is pricing. So those two things. But back to where the property is going to be listed. With the internet these days and the amount of people with cell phones and just access to the internet, we found that if we advertise our properties on all the major portals, they end up being disseminated to literally dozens and dozens of other websites. I see a new website, it seems like every month, that has new rental properties on it, and there's no way to list it on those properties, those sites directly. You have to list it on another website, and then it flows through. And a great example of that is Zillow.com and Trulia.com. Those two websites generate a lot of activity, but you cannot post your rental directly on those sites. You have to post it on an ancillary website, which we do, and then it flows through to Zillow, it flows through to Trulia. We also can advertise on Realtor.com. Same thing, when we put it in the multiple listing service, it goes through to Realtor.com. Craigslist is huge out here. I know some markets in the country, Craigslist isn't very big, but here in Murrieta, Craigslist is just absolutely, you have to be on Craigslist. So we put it on Craigslist. Not only do you need to get it on Craigslist, but you have to renew it every few days. Otherwise, Craigslist just keeps bumping you down lower and lower. So you have to be pretty aggressive. Most owners who are managing their own properties just don't have the time and the energy to really stay current on all the different websites. It's on our own website, averisprop.com, which gets a lot of traffic just because we're highly ranked in Google. And what I would say is this: the property is going to be on so many websites I can't even count, and so we have some owners worrying if their property is getting enough exposure. And what I would say is your property is going to get plenty of exposure. The bigger thing to worry about, which is what I want to talk about second here, is pricing. Pricing is very critical in the rental market. I've been doing this for years and years here in Murrieta, and I know what the market will demand, plus or minus about $75 either way. And what I mean by that is I may rent a property out this year for, let's say, $1,800, and then a year from now, if that tenant moves out and we have to remarket the property, that property may not command $1,800. I may only be able to get, say, $1,750 for it. So it really is cyclical. It depends on how many renters are coming into the marketplace at a given time. We've got Camp Pendleton, which is about 45 to 50 minutes away, and they'll dump people in the area here, transfer them in a certain time. So certain months we've got just a ton of renters, very few properties. Your rental is going to rent for probably more of that particular cycle. So what I will say is this: pricing is really we can get it sort of close, but then we've got to get the property on the market and start getting phone calls coming in to really see where the pricing can be. And I would give you this as a guide. Once we get it advertised, if I don't get any phone calls in a couple of weeks, I definitely know it's too high. But normally, if it's priced right, we're going to get, I'd say, anywhere from 3 to 5 phone calls a week. We should at least get 2 to 3 showings a week from that. Now, if I get 5 showings in the property, but nobody is applying for it, then I know we're probably still priced a little bit too high. And the reason for that is those tenants who saw it are going to go sign a lease somewhere, probably within, I'd say, 72 hours. So if they're not signing a lease on your property with us, then there was something about the property that did it, and most of the time it is price. And tenants aren't brave enough, most of them, to call us and say, hey, I like that property, but will you offer it to me for $50 less? They're not going to do that. They're just going to go rent the property that's already in their price range and that's ready to go. So it's really critical. I'm a professional. I'm an expert at this point on pricing and making sure we get your property priced to the right amount. We also want to make sure we get it priced as fast as possible, because then there's vacancy. And I'll go into detail in another video about vacancy and how that can really crush any type of return on investment you would get, even if you think you're charging top dollar for a particular market. That even 1 month of vacancy can really crush you as compared to renting the property out for a little bit lower but having zero, if not very little, vacancy on the property. I hope this video was informative for you. Again, I'm Randall Benagas with Averis Property Management. We'd love to work with you give us a call, 951-797-7200. We're here and available to help you. We're local experts here in Murrieta, California. And again, I look forward to speaking with you soon, and create a great day.